Hinduism may be the world's oldest living religion. Its origins are from approximately 1500 BCE on the subcontinent of India. Unlike Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, Hinduism did not begin with a founder or a particular event that marked its beginnings. Rather, Hinduism is a synthesis of many factors, including the Vedic religion of the Indo-Aryans, the Brahminical sacrificial rituals called bhakti, from the Sanskrit word meaning devotion, and the asceticism and meditation of, among others, the Jains and the Buddhists. The word Hindu comes from the Sanskrit word Sindhu, meaning river, specifically the Indus River in the northwest India region. Hindu originally referred to people living in the Indus Valley region. Later, the British designated Hinduism to refer to all the religious beliefs and practices of the people of India who were not Buddhists, Jains, Sikhs, Parsis, Muslims, Jews, or Christians. Though Hinduism moved beyond the Indian subcontinent in the 19th century, more than 95% of the world's Hindus still live in India. Most Indians would not call themselves Hindus, however. Rather, their self-identification would be to what caste they belong, their family heritage, their town or village of origin, to what philosophical school they adhere, or what rituals they practice. Hindus accept the premise or parts of several religions, yet Hindus hold that no one religion can possibly claim knowledge of all absolute truth. To Hindus, the ultimate reality that other religions may name as God is unknowable. In fact, Hinduism encourages its believers to imagine a God that is best for them, even if that God comes from another religion. Though Hinduism is mostly confined to India, its many practices and loosely held beliefs merit study because of Hinduism's long history. Besides sharing no doctrinal statements, Hinduism has no founder and no set date for its beginnings. Rather than speak about how Hinduism began, it's more correct to speak about how Hinduism emerged as a religion. What is now called Hinduism has continually grown and expanded over hundreds of centuries. The banyan tree is often used as an analogy to explain Hinduism to non-Hindus. A banyan tree does not only have branches that grow up. Some of its branches grow downward into the ground, become roots, and then sprout new trunks alongside the old. In an old banyan tree, it becomes so difficult to distinguish which is the original trunk. So too, religions in India have expanded and changed so much that what we now call Hinduism does not have a linear path to a beginning. The Vedic religion, from the word Vedas meaning divine knowledge, of the Aryans who entered northwest India around 1500 BCE, left a lasting legacy of language, scriptures, and gods, the forerunners of Hinduism. Home sacrificial rituals increased as the rituals of the Brahmins, Vedic priests, grew in elaboration and expense. The classical period, from 300 to 1200 CE, was the first time Hinduism could be recognized as a religious tradition. Muslim rule influenced Hinduism, but not to the point of compromise. In 1947, a Muslim nation, Pakistan, was formed from India. During the modern period, Hinduism has expanded due to various unique movements, including those connected with transcendental meditation and Hare Krishnas. Hinduism contains two categories of sacred text, Shruti and Smriti. Though the Shruti scripture, which contained the Vedas, became the authoritative scripture believed to be written by the divine, another body of literature that the populace has found more appealing emerged. Known as Smriti, it includes two great epics, the Mahabharata, which includes the Bhagavad Gita, and the Ramayana, which deals with the struggle between good and evil. There are 4 Vedas containing various types of hymns, prayers, mantras, spells, and the like. The Bhagavad Gita is the most beloved of all Hindu scriptures, and the best known by non-Hindus. The Bhagavad Gita is the story of Arjuna, one of the brothers of the righteous family, who is caught between his duty to fight as a member of the warrior caste and his dedication to nonviolence. He debates this dilemma with his charioteer, who turns out to be Krishna, the incarnation of the Hindu god Vishnu. The message of this epic is that one must cultivate being disinterested, detached from desires or personal agendas, in performing one's duties. The Upanishads are mystical, philosophical writings that are held closely in Hindu belief. While there are no absolute statements that all Hindus would believe, there are set beliefs and practices that most Hindus hold in common and accept as true. Included in these are the beliefs that gods and goddesses, the cycle of rebirth, and the sacredness of life. Hindu practices include participation in a communal life that includes the caste system and an understanding of the stages of life. Hindus believe in literally millions of gods and goddesses. These gods are merely images of the one ultimate reality known as Brahman. The ultimate reality is interchangeable with Atman, a person's innermost self. Every human person is on a cyclical life pattern determined by karma. Liberation from the life cycle is known as moksha. The three paths to liberation are action, knowledge, and devotion. Hindus are born into one of 4 castes, each of which has hundreds of subcastes. Some are born below the caste system and are called untouchables. Ideally, male Hindus in the first 3 castes progress through 4 stages of life, but in reality, most progress only through 2. In the 3rd and 4th stages, Hindu males move from the ordinary life to the ascetic life. Traditionally, Hindu women are called to be daughters, wives, and mothers. Hindus are called upon to pursue 4 goals in life, with the 4th being moksha. The 4 stages of life, called ashramas, are general patterns for Hindu males of the first 3 castes to follow, though most progress only through the first 2 stages. Men are to fulfill their obligations to family and society before pursuing these ascetic disciplines. Traditionally, women are to be daughters, wives, and mothers and live under the protection of a man. The stages for males are Brahmansarin. The student learns about the Hindu tradition, usually at the feet of a guru. Grihastha, the stage of the householder, when he marries, raises a family, and contributes to society. Vanaprastha, literally the forest dweller. This is the stage when a man begins to move away from the ordinary life to live as a hermit in order to pursue more otherworldly desires. Sannyasin, a spiritual pilgrim who renounces absolutely everything in this world for the purpose of pursuing moksha. In this stage, the man abandons family and even the family name and lives as if he has no memory of his previous life. While Hindus are very tolerant of individual belief, they are less tolerant of staying from one social group in Hindu society. These groups are commonly known as castes. Though how one lives differs widely depending on the caste, the reason for living are the same. Hindus subscribe to 3 major pursuits of life until the time of the Buddha, when moksha was added as a 4th pursuit. The pursuits are dharma, a person's duties in life, especially those related to social obligations within one's caste; artha, the pursuit of both material and political wealth; kama, the pursuit of artistic, recreational, and sensual pleasure; and moksha, the pursuit of liberation from the cycle of rebirth through actions, thoughts, and devotions.